Hey, boy, this is Alua Fakola Dev Idinkai Temple. We welcome you to our Ile Jubai Temple service. We do this every first and third Sunday. We're going to add the tap in session, which will be every other Sunday. So we'll be meeting with you at least 4 times a month now. So, with that said, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. We're going to begin with prayer. So, if you're near your E5, please put your head to the floor. Olódùmarè, Mọ́júbà Ọlọ́run, Mọ́júbà Lẹ́dà, Mọ́júbà Olódùmarè, Mọ́júbà Bọ̀bọ̀ Rámàlẹ̀, Mọ́júbà Bọ̀ Ìmálẹ̀, Mọ́júbà Bọ̀ Ìdí Kẹ́ndé, Ìlú Sọ́lọ́mà, Mọ́júbà Mẹ́sìmẹ́sì Mọ́júbà Olùtú Dẹ́nsì, Mọ́júbà Bàtà, Mọ́júbà Bẹ́sìn, Sínú Mọ́júbà Fìdẹ́nu, Sọ́jà Kìtìdẹ́nu, Wàkùn, Mọ́júbà Dálẹ̀, Mọ́júbà Zàn, Mọ́júbà Nàbù, Mọ́júbà Kìtà Hẹ́m, Mọ́júbà Kìtì Wàkùn, Mọ́júbà Jẹ́nìtì, Mọ́júbà Kìtà, Mọ́júbà Sọ́dẹ̀, Mọ́júbà Kìtà West, Mọ́júbà Beninu, Chino, Mọ́júbà No Black, Adẹ́nu, Sàbísì, Dọ́mẹ̀, Mọ́júbà Bọ̀bọ̀ Ẹ̀gbọ́n Tẹ̀lé, Sọ́dọ̀mà, Adiobi, Jesus, people, please, and shut the please. Jesus, please, and proof, please, he talks to and so that's all it's completely flawed. Jesus, please, and such please, and every time. Jesus, please, and proof, please, name shall die. He talks to and so that's all it's completely flawed. His name goes Shana. First Shana is a person Muslim, first Muslim cannot feel in person. Side frogs Muslims rainfall. Bullfrogs Muslims downpour. It is whatever the accurate radio phone to tells us or they fix us. Whatever the direct tells us that they fix us. All what I tell you, Father, please accept and approve me. Share. Oturete, we show gratitude upon gratitude, is all about gratitude. To display benevolence upon benevolence, is the all about benevolence. Whoever's not show gratitude, yes, says benevolence. Set the person up to you today for truth. Please declare C5 to the 401 of women and going to marry your place. God of rich truth. These also declare C5 to a woman and going to marry your place. God of rich truth. I am grateful. I see my good truth. I'm grateful. Yes, they say I see today's good truth. Oturete, we are very grateful. I share. Awadupe. Awabore, awadupe awabore, adupe ana, awobore tunebo Olódùmarè, awadupe, awabore, awadupe awabore, adupe ana, awobore tunebo. Àwa dúpẹ́, àwa bùrẹ́, àwa dúpẹ́ àwa bùrẹ́, àdúpẹ́ àná, àwa bùrẹ́ tó níbẹ̀ tìlú mọ̀. Àwa dúpẹ́, àwa bùrẹ́, àwa dúpẹ́ àwa bùrẹ́. Adúpẹ́ àná, àwòbore tó nẹ́bò lẹ́gùn lọ́rìṣà. Oh Lord Almighty and the divinities, we thank you for life, health, strength, food, clothing, and shelter. We ask for forgiveness on the Odu Irosu Etutu, counting down about two can be very difficult to consume. Use the declaration from God to Etutu, the chart of our veneration. Use full of that character. Use that attitude of preventing and fermenting fires on men. Now comes to solicit on behalf of Tutu. We come to beg on behalf of Tutu. How many children does Ifa have that he cast on out? Those who beg on behalf of Tutu. Ifa, we ask that you would forgive us for anything that we might have done wrong, anything we may have done incorrectly, anytime we might have done anything out of character. We ask that you would support us. We also ask that you would ward off our death, ward off our sickness, ward off cases and controversy, ward off fights, litigation, losses in our fights, ward off witchcraft and negative energy. Bring forth long life, wealth, good spouse, good children, longevity, prosperity, victory over adversity, peace of mind, joy, healing, success, and seventh income. We call on the Holy Odu, Obelara, Orumla says, stand sleep. I echo this time to sleep. When the day dawned, I met a woman in the 16th, where he covered his head with a flowing gown full of light, sees her dressed with bloodstains, he's smelling heavily. They told me a delegate from his bride. A woman of Prado with a delegate bride. They told me they brought 2 rats swift and running, 2 fish racing to me, 2 birds swift in flight, and 2 goats with big livers. A woman said that's normal to wake them up. I admit my ignorance. Please educate me. Mutuna Karaba. I hide myself in your bosom and survive. Mutuna Karaba. Without carrying my spirit of these Agbajon to you. Without carrying my spirit of these Agbajon to you, to perform riches to the children. You are the leaders, you are the followers. These are the ones who show the followers wisdom. A rumor told them to get alligator pepper, to get colon, to get bitter colon, to get alcohol. They talk about the alligator pepper. You got the colon, got the bitter colon, and got the alcohol. That's right, energy is fully awake. A rumor when you're fully awake, please give me the God of compassion. If you guys compassion themselves, you start below. Women, when you're fully awake, please give me the God of want to secure the spouse. To such it as the spouse you can look at me with. A woman, when you're fully awake, please give me the God of want to. There are many children in such that as a child you can look at whether it's greater play before long enough to cause joints in the midst of all in their mind. So, if I please hear all of our prayers, we ask that you would continue to ward off all death, ward off sickness, ward off cases, controversy, ward off fights, litigation, lawsuits in our fights, ward off witchcraft and negative energy from us. Bring forth to us long life, wealth, good spouse, good children, longevity, prosperity, victory over adversity, peace of mind, joy, healing, success, and all good things of life. Ifa, we ask that you would support us today. Ifa, help us to be able to walk in our destiny. I ask today that you would allow me to speak with strength and confidence, that you would hear the words of Ifa and you would feel them. Emma kamimene amo, Emma kamimene ano, Emma kamimene adelokun, itamole tori Ifa lonimi, ebora timpaneni, ene banami tipale lejo, ashe Ifa. Colon O'Shea, Arola, Oshitura, any other fetal tube with a structure for communion. It's not big enough to use his headgear. Had I been enough to use his headgear, I would have taken it home and adorned my head with it. Easy for decorations to it. Willa. We're going on spiritual mission to Jebel. We call look for things and money. Consult to make rich, call out Rolla to respect and the Jebel and O'Shea. Let's go. Oh, I shall. Ashe Orisha lẹ́nu mi, Ashe Orisha lẹ́nu mi. Ọkọ tí mo bá màmá Timo duro, Timo sure, Timo bere, Timo sure, Timo kule, Timo sure, Timo toka, Timo sure, ire Timo sure tibo. Ori eni larure eni o, Ori eni larure eni, Mojula nufa wa mori. Ori eni larure eni, Bobore chansu, Ifa oba lorun, Ati bataju, Ifa oba lorun, Oshe aru ila Ifa tibo. Kicking it back isa, I shut looking for you cast for room, who's the big man, I check one of them. If no one touch wealthy, fully wealthy. I kicking it back inside, and the mouth was a jibana, and the mouth of an award. If no shisha joy, she'll joy. I take it by his side, and the mouth of one Zibana share, and the mouth of an owl, if no social victory, surely victory. I take it by his side, and the mouth of one Zibana share, and the mouth of an owl. That's it. Maybe so surely shall it be. Or should tiny of the feet of people, the strap of a chameleon is not big enough to use this head. I would have taken it, hung it on my head with it. These decorations fire. But roll, I'm going special missions with gibbling. You can look at the same money, consult and make rich, corner roll, respecting and gibbling. Osha roll as I got a wool. If I please hear all of our prayers. Please hear all of our prayers, ward off all death, ward off all sickness, ward off all cases and controversy, ward off fights, litigation, losses, outright fights, ward off all witchcraft and negative energy from us today, and bring to us all the good things of life. Aboru, Aborye, Aboshishe, Aboto. Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. Once again, this is Olu Fakola Dev Idinkai Fa Temple. I ask you all to like and share this message. I ask that you would continue to support what we are doing today. I want to come on, and this sermon today is going to be about your associations that determine your accomplishments. So without any further discussion, your accomplishments oftentimes are determined by your friend circle. You are your friend circle. You are your friend circle. You are your associates, and oftentimes your associates will determine your level of ascendancy. Your homies determine your height. Your associates determine your accomplishment. So when we look at this, let us analyze this first Ifa, which is Ogbe Irete. Ifa says, let us close our eyes and pretend to be dead, for us to know who will mourn us. Let us deliberately miss our step and slip, for us to know who will express concern. It is not to be so bad. It will not be so bad for it not to remain one person loyal to us. That person is what is difficult to determine. These were the declarations we fought to Orunmila when planning to feign his own death. He was advised to offer Ebo. He complied. Orunmila, whom you all said was dead, was no longer dead. It was their sorrow. They were all crying. It was their melancholy. They were all manifesting. So in this Ifa, what happened is Orunmila everywhere was being held as a great person. People gave him all these wonderful nicknames and praise names, and he had many friends and admirers all far and wide. Some even went as far as to say that they would prefer evil to happen to them than would happen to Orunmila. People would say, I would take a bullet for you, Orunmila. And Orunmila worried that all these friends and well-wishers, since they never said anything against him, he asked himself, is it that, are they really his friends, or are they really yes men? Some people were genuine, and some were just fake pretenders. Orunmila wanted to give his admirers and his enemies an opportunity to reveal themselves. So he went to one of his Ifa students for Ifa consultation. And Ifa told him to offer Ebo and fake his own death. He was also told to offer Ebo and cut down an Arira tree. And cut this tree down to his exact height, and then slaughter a he-goat and allow the blood to soak into that tree. He was then told to wrap the head of the he-goat in a ritual fashion as if it were a corpse. And as he did this, he was told for the people to carry this body wrapped, this Arira tree wrapped in cloth as if it were a body. And that day, Orunmila's death was announced all over the community. Shortly thereafter, some of the people pulled up, his friends, saying, "Oh, I was Orumila's very, very, very best friend." They also said, "Orumila owed me money." Some came to confirm that Orumila was indeed dead. Others came to make jokes and ridicule him. Some of those who were once very close to Orumila avoided his home altogether. His real friends ended up staying in his home for 6 days. His real friends came to the house and they gathered food to feed the family. His real friends sat down in the house and they asked if they could dig his grave. They asked if they could get the water. They were ready to stay 40 days in the home of Orumila. But on the 7th day, Orumila emerged hale and hearty. He was well, he was blessed, and he was good. Those who had collected money and made jest of him, and they had collected money falsely, they also came to verify that he was alive, and they begged his forgiveness. His fake friends were so embarrassed that they saw Orumila alive. This Ifa is telling us so many things. Sometimes you gotta play the fool. Sometimes you must feign weakness in order to know who will actually exploit you. Orumila had to figure out who his real ones were. Everybody in the chat say real ones. Real ones. Tap in. If you got some real ones and you are on the live today, if you got some real live day one homies, I want you to put a thumbs up in the chat. Let me know, because if you have some real ones, then you have some folks that you've been through some thick and thin moments with. But everyone ain't got a day one. Even if they were there on day one, a real friend is one who has not only put in the time, but they have also put in the tried and true love and loyalty. So put a thumbs up if you got some real friends, if you got some real ones out there. So Orumila literally had to check and see who was his true friend. He had to make an assessment and then react accordingly. He had to find out who his true friends were and then edit his circle. It wasn't even that he eliminated the individuals who were the so-called friends. They eliminated themselves through embarrassment, because it is impossible to succeed when you have real haters dressed in the clothing of friends. It's impossible to rise when you got so much dead weight holding you down, talking bad behind your back, slandering your name, destroying your endeavors. So tap in if you got some real ones. The next Ifa I want to talk about is Oyeku Shindin. Ifa says, "It will soon be your turn." The Awo of Etu, the antelope, cast Ifa for the antelope when he was going on search of his daily meal. His people were advised to offer Ebo for him and take proper care of him. They all refused to comply. Can't you see how the prediction of the Awo has come to pass? So the story of this Oyeku Shindin is Etu, the antelope. He went for Ifa consultation not because of survival, but he wanted to know where he would be able to find his daily meal. Would he be able to find food? And would he be able to find food farther or nearer? The Babalawo said, you'll be able to find food, but there's something even more critical than you finding food. The issue here is that you need to offer Ebo so that you do not die and your death become the downfall of your community. So instead of you offering a bow for yourself, your community needs to offer a bow for you so that you do not die. So the antelope went on his campaign. He went to the animal kingdom and he asked them all, hey, look, I need your help. The Babalao says that you need to offer a bow for me. You need to support me. And I'm asking humbly for your support. We've been friends in the past. I've helped you through your things. Now it's time for you to help me. So in this process, he was collecting money because the whole community had to come together to pay for his offering. And at that moment, all the animals in the animal kingdom said, well, I like you and I love you, Etu, but I don't have the wherewithal to support you at this time. Every animal said, oh yes, we love you, Etu, but I don't have the money right now. Maybe in a month I'll have the money to support you, but right now I don't have anything. So the ebo went undone. No one offered a bow for Etu. And he went on about his business. As he was searching for his daily food, the hunter came along and the hunter hit Etu in the head with a spiked bat. And that was the end of Etu. But it wasn't the end of the problem. What ended up happening is that the hunter decided, well, the antelope has some really tough skin. So what I will do, let me see if I can take the back of the skin and dry it. And then after I dry it, I can twist it, and it made a really long, strong, and elastic rope. And he took a stick and he tied the rope to each end. And it had some tightness to it. So he decided, you know what, if I could tie a projectile or an arrow to this, I could fling that arrow and the arrow would kill whatever was in his path. It would increase my hunting ability exponentially. So the hunter did what he thought. He took this contraption called a bow and arrow that was made off of the back of the antelope. And as he did this, he began to shoot every animal within the animal kingdom. He was shooting them so much that the animal kingdom decided, you know what, we need to convene a community divination to stop this mess. They went to the Babalao, and they went to the same Babalao that Etu went to. And that Awo told them, it's too late. It's too late to offer a bow now. Now, you gotta figure out how to get out the way. So when we look at Oyekun Shindin, we see that the antelope's downfall becomes the downfall of the community. When we look at this, Etu really didn't have any friends. Etu didn't have any comrades. The community and Etu did not share the same values because the community didn't value him. He had no supporters. Had the people in the community supported the antelope, then the whole community would have succeeded together. But since no one supported him, then everyone failed miserably. When we look at that, I want to tell us, change your circle. If you find yourself to be around individuals that don't care about you, that don't give a what about you, change your circle. When you change your circle, you change your destiny. Everybody is not your friend, and that's okay. Everybody doesn't wish you well. even if they say they do. If you are around four broke people, you will be the fifth. Let us change our soul. Ever been that don't like you, and whenever you are around, you begin to just miraculously lose aspiration. You're around these folks, and bad stuff tends to happen to you when you're around them. You get flat tires, you somehow get into an accident. You ever been around folks who, when you're around them, you lose sight of your destiny, you lose motivation, you lose inspiration, you begin to forget who you are? You ever been around those kinds of people? How about folks who um, who, when you're around them, you know they're not doing what they need to be doing. Like, they don't offer elbow. They don't take care of their spiritual health. They don't take care of their mental health. They ain't living right. And steadily, you could be around such a person, and because they are out of touch with their destiny, just by you being around them as well, you can lose sight of yours. You can get around these people, and just because they don't pay attention to their destiny, you could lose your life. Try getting in the car with a drunk driver. Try hanging around with an active gang member that has gang ties and active ops. You, with your Ifa intact, you can lose it all by way of the company you keep, just because your friend ain't offer no elbow and they ain't living right. That alone puts you in jeopardy. Everybody ain't your friend. Confusion is contagious. It's catchy. Everybody type in there, confusion is contagious. It's like they be like, I wonder if your E5 is working. And then you be like, yeah, me too. I wonder if my E5 is working as well. I'm going to refer to a Bible verse, 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33 says, bad company corrupts good character. Now that's E5, folks. Bad company corrupts good character. Like, you can be around folks who don't care about life, don't care about nothing, and that has an effect on you. That verse can never be more true. The folk that you hang around have an effect on you. Also, you can have an effect on the folks that you're around, but that will take strength and it will take integrity. It's not easy when you're the lone wolf. So it's best to spend your time with folks who share the same values. Let me close with this verse. It is from Osa Gunjila. Osa Alashuwada Ifa says, Allah Pala Polo. Awo of Enu the mouth. Cast Ifa for Enu the mouth when the rest of the body was fighting for supremacy in Ile Ife. Enu said that if they could offer a bowl with 20 yams, 30 water yams, and 50 mini yams, we would return to comfort and sound health. Travelers to Ipoh and Ofa Town, join us in the midst of all Ire. So this Ifa is talking about the mouth. And at this time, the various body parts were fighting for their own position. The eye said that we are more important than the mouth because we see the food. The nose said we're more important than the mouth because we smell the food. The arm said that we're more important because we grab the food. And then the leg said, no, we are more important because we walk to the food. We get you from one place to the other. So as a result, all the body parts decided we're going on strike. We're not going to walk the body to food. And The leg said, we're not walking to the food. The hand said, we're not grabbing the food. The eye said, I don't see no food. And the mouth was just like, and what ended up occurring is the body then collapsed. As a result of the collapse, the arms felt weak. The legs felt weak. The eyes got blurry. And the body took itself crawling to the Babalawo. And when they arrived, they asked the Awo, what do we need to do to regain health? And the mouth spoke and said, 20 yams, 30 water yams, and 50 micro yams. And what this is food. I need to eat. And it was only when they ate that the whole body was able to succeed together. It is time for us to succeed together. We must work together. In the Ubuntu proverb, it says, I am because we are. When one rises, then the whole community rises. When your associates rise, when you hang out with associates who are on the rise, you rise too. Ifa says in Ikameji, the keg cannot forcibly rush into a water pot. This was Ifa's message for Odi, the boundary wall, and for Yara, the city trench. They were both advised to offer Ebo. Only Yara complied first. Behold, Odi is disintegrating. Please, elders and youths, bring your hoes and your cutlasses. Come and repair Odi. Ifa says in this story that there were two good friends. One was Odi, and he was the boundary wall. And Yara was the city trench. And these, in the olden days, anytime you had a castle or a community, you had to have a big wall and you had to have a big moat. And this was used to keep the enemies out. Both of these entities defended the city and protected the city from intruders. One day, both of them went for Ifa consultation, and they wanted to know what they needed to do in order to remain relevant in the community. The Babalawo said, you need to offer Ebo. And that is the way that you will remain relevant. And in this process, only one offered Ebo. Yara offered Ebo. And he offered this Ebo in order to remain relevant and be seen as the survival strategy of the community. Odi didn't. And as this happened, Odi began to disintegrate. The town wall collapsed. And as soon as the town wall collapsed, Odi ran to the Babalawo because the city was left vulnerable and he was embarrassed. He was becoming irrelevant. He then went to the Babalawo and asked the Babalawo, please offer the Ebo. The Babalawo took pity on him and offered the Ebo. And as a result, the community came together. They all grabbed hoes, shovels, spades, and they rebuilt the wall. And that was the way that Odi and Yara were able to succeed together. It was not through the individuality. It was through working in one accord. You see, when Odi didn't offer Ebo and Yara offered Ebo, this is as if there are two friends getting in the car with a drunk driver. One isn't listening, and that one who didn't listen can cause the downfall of the other. But when they both got on one accord with destiny, then they were able to rise together. I say once again, it is time to succeed together. I want to ask everyone, what do you value? Because you can't value something that has no importance. Imagine a drug addict that values drugs and spends time with other drug addicts. In layman's terms, if you are a crackhead, you're going to have some crackhead friends because y'all value the same thing. Conversely, if I value family, I'm going to hang out with my wife, my children. I'm going to hang out with some elders, my elders, and we're going to nurture family. And I'm going to maintain with other people who love family, love children, and community. And we're just going to build because I value that. So when we talk about who your friends are, you got to value something valuable. Then ask yourself, do you and your friends share the same values? If you and your friends don't share the same values, that ought to tell you who they are. They are not the homies. They are not your friends. In closing, I want us to know who our friends are. Know who your real ones are. And as you know who your real ones are, I want you to take a brutal assessment of who these people are. Are they the ones who support you when you're down and out and support you when you're good? I want you to edit your friend circle. We all need to edit the friend circle and cut off that dead weight and live by your values. The things that you value, live by that. And as you walk in what you actually value, and it's something valuable, those who value the same things will quite literally be attracted to you. So, in closing, those who do not share the same values as you, those are not your friends. When you share the same values, when you are walking lockstep with someone and supporting each other mutually, you have found a friend. Aboru aboye, aboshishe. So, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. We have a couple of announcements. Itarogun is coming up. So, those of you who are interested in participating in Itarogun, please do so. I believe Itarogun is coming up tomorrow. So, we'll be casting the Itarogun Odu. Along with that, we are going to have a couple of events coming up. December 17th, we want to do something for Obaluaye. So those of you who are interested in participating in the community cleansing for Obaluaye, please let us know. We'll be advertising that. And then also December 25th, we're doing a small event where we'll be feeding Eshu, for Eshu is not Satan. So those of you who would like to be involved in that, who would like to feed Eshu, participate in the feeding of Eshu, please let us know. I will be posting flyers for those events this week. Along with that, those of you who are interested in IFA training, we have the Omo Awo program, and we're here in McDonough, Georgia. We're about 30-40 minutes from Atlanta. So if you are initiated to IFA and you would like to learn more, and even if you are not initiated, if you would like to learn more and you would like to get information about IFA initiation, IFA training, you can reach out to us and we be a part of the Omo Awo program. That's something that's really good that we do. So if you'd like to join us in that, you are very welcome. All of the information is below. You can call 323-244-1133 or go to the website, or you can visit us on all social media. All various social medias at Idinka Ifa Temple. You can find us virtually anywhere. In terms of that, I see some questions in the chat. How much is the training? Um, I think that the price of the training, it would be best to communicate individually, and also that information is online. It's online, so it's not a crazy it's not a crazy fee, but we do require financial remuneration. The other thing is if you are in this locality, it would be really wonderful to participate in that Omar Woe program. Um, and as I say, as you're participating in the Omar Woe program, you will be able to see what we're doing and learn not one on one, but learn in person. That's that's a good thing to do as well. So I will communicate with those of you. If you can either text or give a call, I can communicate with you further about the fees associated with the Omar Woe program, and we can do it in that way. Also, if any of you enjoy or like the things that we're doing here, please donate so that we can keep the Idinka Ifa Temple program circulating and going. And soon we'll be opening up for in-person services. Also, what I mean by that is in-person Ile Juba here at the shrine. And then also we're adding in the coming weeks the tap-in session, where it'll be another sermon um, on the off days. That'll be a little bit less formal, and we'll be talking about a story of Ifa each week. So if you're interested, please join us. And here, thank you. All right. So as I said before, if you have questions about the Omar Woe program, you can communicate with me. You can text me. The phone number is below, and I will let you know the specifics there and at that time. All right. So those of you who are interested, please do. In closing, let us pray. Olodumare, we thank you for life, health, strength, food, clothing, and shelter. We ask that you would continue to ward off death, ward off sickness, ward off cases, controversy, ward off fights, litigation, losses in our fights from us. Bring forth to us long life, wealth, good spouse, good children, longevity, prosperity. Bring us good friends, good loved ones, good comrades, good homies. Bring those individuals into our lives this week for sure. We ask that you will continue to bless us, continue to elevate us, and continue to allow us to find, follow, and fulfill our destiny. And not only find, follow, and fulfill our destiny, but find and follow our friend circle. Find our friend circle. Help us to have good friends. Help good friends to find us this week. And help the haters to find us and fall off. Aboraboy, Abo Shisha Aboto.